Most people spend years and years learning English in school, but still can't speak it. Think about that. Years of classes, years of homework, years of grammar exercises. And after all that, people still struggle to have a simple conversation. And I ask myself why. And I think the problem is not intelligence, is not that people are bad at languages. I think that the problem is the system itself, the school teaching system. Most school systems teaches languages the wrong way. Languages are taught the same way we teach other subjects, like geography, history, or math, as if a language is something you study for a test instead of something you actually use in your daily life. And that creates a huge problem, because language learning has two sides, the inputs and the outputs. Inputs are things like listening and reading. That's what you absorb. That's what comes in. Outputs, on the other hand, are speaking and writing. That's what you produce. That's what comes out. And if your goal is fluency, especially speaking fluently, then both matter. But traditional language learning focuses almost entirely on the input side. Grammar, vocabulary lists, fill in the blanks, memorization, rules. In fact, if you think about it, the person who spoke the most in the classroom was the teacher himself, not the students. And you're there thinking, come on, you already speak English, let me try. But you rarely get the chance. And then what happens? You try to fix it yourself. You take your phone, you install Duolingo, you go on YouTube and watch 28 videos about how to learn English in 5 days or 6 days. You study regular and irregular verbs, and I'll be honest with you, I did all of that. I tried everything, but I kept making the same mistake. The same mistake I made in school. I was just focusing on the inputs. No speaking, no practicing. What I was doing is I was studying English, not speaking English. And I had this belief that maybe once I learned the 3,000 most common words in English and mastered the past tense and the present tense, then somehow, by magic, I would suddenly speak English. But it does not work like that. Speaking is a skill. And skills don't come from understanding. They come from practice. So in order to speak English, you have to try to speak English. As simple as that. But most learners run into the same obstacle. They don't have someone to practice with. And that has always been the problem. The problem. Until now. Because today I believe that this problem is basically solved. Because you can use AI as a language partner. When I say you can use AI as a language partner, I don't mean using it as a search engine, like Google. I don't mean asking what does this word mean or explain the past tense. That can help, but it's still the old way, it's still an input. I'm talking about using AI for outputs, for conversations, for practice. Because for the first time, you can have a language partner available anytime you want. At 6 in the morning, at midnight, on your phone, in your room, every single day. And unlike speaking with a real person, AI does not get impatient, it does not judge your mistakes, and it does not make you feel embarrassed. Because embarrassment stops people from practicing, and fear stops people from speaking. And speaking is what they need. But instead of just telling you, let me show you. I'll be using ChatGPT for this one, and I'm gonna show you exactly how you do it. You just start a new conversation with ChatGPT. You paste the prompt I put in the description, and then you just need to say go. Go.
Let's get started. What did you have for breakfast today?
I didn't have breakfast today.
No breakfast today, huh? That happens. Were you not hungry or did you just have a busy morning?
I just had a busy morning.
I get that. Busy mornings can really make you skip meals. Do you usually grab something later or do you just wait until lunch?
Well, it depends. Sometimes I grab something at 10 maybe, and sometimes I just wait until lunch.
That makes sense. So when you do grab something at 10, what's your go-to snack or little meal?
I would went to a snack.
I see. Just a small correction there. You can say, I would go to a snack. So, what kind of snack do you usually pick?
Can you switch to French?
Bien sûr, je peux faire ça. Vas-y, parle-moi en français et je continuerai dans cette langue.
Je veux pratiquer mon français aussi, donc tu peux m'aider?
Bien sûr. On continue en français alors. Dis-moi, qu'est-ce que tu aimes faire pendant ton temps libre?
Je sais pas. Apprendre des langues?
C'est déjà un super passe-temps ça. Tu apprends d'autres langues en plus de l'anglais et du français?
Non, que l'anglais et le français.
C'est déjà très bien. Est-ce qu'il y a une langue que tu aimerais apprendre à l'avenir, juste par curiosité?
Oui, peut-être l'espagnol ou l'allemand.
Ce sont de très bons choix. Qu'est-ce qui te donne envie d'apprendre l'espagnol ou l'allemand?
Peut-être l'allemand pour travailler en Allemagne? Je sais pas.
C'est une bonne motivation. Et toi, tu imagines travailler en Allemagne un jour? Ou c'est juste une idée comme ça?
And that's how you do it. Very simple. And you can practice English whenever you want, wherever you want, and you don't have any excuses, I guess.